In this episode we are going to check out the top 5 best Android phones in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these Android phones, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. The Galaxy Note 8 is a powerful, and exceptionally beautiful smartphone, that performs as good as it looks. That's why, let's get quickly into action and find out why are people satisfied with it, and what's the Samsung reason behind this success. From a design perspective, the Note 8 boasts a tall, slim curvaceous design, with a large, and beautiful 6.3-inch dual-edge Super AMOLED display, that has slightly sharper edges, so from the first time you see it, you will already know that you have a true gem in your hands. At the top, there is the front 8-megapixel camera with an autofocus, while at the back, there are dual 12-megapixel cameras, with 2x optical zoom and an autofocus, so all of your photos will have that eye-popping look. Also at the back, there is a fingerprint scanner of which you can take an advantage, but Samsung didn't stop here, since this smartphone supports iris scan and face recognition, as the main way of unlocking the smartphone. I'd also want to mention, that the Note 8 is water and dust resistant, so as you can see, if we take its innovative look aside, this smartphone is also really durable. Now, let's talk about the features. The Galaxy Note 8 has an octa-core processor, 6GB of RAM, 64GB of ROM, but you can expand it up to 256GB, which is more than enough to substitute your tablet. Moreover, the 6.3-inch display has a Quad HD resolution, which is absolutely a great thing, due to the fact that it is large and bright, so you won't have any problems with multitasking. Users claim that the color accuracy is pretty good as well, and if you ask me, that's always welcome, because every one of us is looking for these things before we purchase a smartphone. Before we end, I'd like to inform you that the battery life is pretty long, but what I like about it is that it takes a really short time to have it fully charged. Overall, the Galaxy Note 8 is a top option for everyone who wants to invest in a powerful smartphone that justifies its price tag. Moving on, at number 4, we have the LG G7 ThinQ. The G7 ThinQ is yet another 2018 model that has quickly established itself as a top choice for everyone who wants to taste the benefits of having a smartphone that combines a luxurious look with a top-notch performance. From a design perspective, the G7 Think sports an aluminum construction that is followed by a front and back Gorilla Glass 5 that makes the smartphone strong enough to handle tough, accidental falls, so you shouldn't worry about anything. But that's not all. According to LG, this smartphone can survive 30 minutes while being underwater, as deep as 1.5 meters, so as you can see, the G7 radiates with quality and durability. Moreover, at the front, except the large, 6.1-inch screen, you can see an 8-megapixel camera that can shoot 1080p videos at 60 fps, while at the back, there are dual 16-megapixel cameras with LED flash, and according to the users, their quality is impressive. But now, let's talk about the performance. The G7 Think has 64GB of internal storage, and 4GB of RAM, which means that you will have enough storage for everything. On the other side, this unit is powered by a 2.8 GHz octa-core processor, and runs on Android 8.0 Oreo, but take in mind that LG plans to make it upgradable to Android 9.0, which is great. As a proof of its quality, I'd like to inform you that the screen covers 100% of the DCI-P3 color gamut, which means that the color accuracy would be perfectly defined. Before we end, I'd also want to mention that the 3000 mAh battery supports Quick Charge 3.0 charging, as well as wireless charging, so except having a battery that can last for a full day, you can always recharge it within a short period of time. To conclude, I strongly recommend you consider the LG G7 Think as your next purchase, because it can be considered as a lifetime investment. Next stop, at number 3, we have the Google Pixel 2 XL. The Google Pixel 2 XL is a huge player in the Android world, and it is strong enough to compete with the toughest competitors on the market. From a design perspective, the Pixel 2 XL comes in two different colors editions, such as the black, which we are currently reviewing, and the black and white edition, but take in mind that they have the same functionalities, so the only thing they differ is the color. The Pixel 2 XL boasts an aluminum, IP67 construction, that gathers a glass back, and a front glass, so when you combine these things, you can easily say that this smartphone is indeed elegant. At the front, the first thing you'll notice would be the large, 6-inch screen, of which you would never stop admiring, while at the top left corner, there is an 8-megapixel camera that will surely make your selfies way better. In addition, when you flip the smartphone over, you will notice three things, such as the 12MP sensor with dual LED flash, and the fingerprint scanner, that is positioned exactly where you will place your finger, in order to unlock the smartphone. Now, let's talk about the features. The Pixel 2 XL has a POLED capacitive touchscreen that combines a resolution of 1440 by 2280 pixels, an aspect ratio of 18:9, supports 100% of the DCI-P3 color gamut, and has a density of 538 pixels per inch, which I particularly like, due to the fact that the screen is bright and clear, so you won't find any remark in terms of its quality. Since I've mentioned the screen, I'd like to inform you that it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so you shouldn't be anxious of an accidental drop. Moreover, this particular model has 64 GB of storage, 4 GB of RAM, and it is powered by an octa-core processor, so everything will run smoothly. Another great thing about this model is its battery life, which can last for a full day, and it won't take much in order to be fully charged, so you shouldn't worry about anything. To conclude, the Pixel 2 XL is a true sensation, so give it a try and assure yourself of its quality. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Huawei P20 Pro. The Huawei P20 Pro would be an extremely good option, especially if you're looking for a smartphone that combines an attractive design, 3 rear cameras, and dual SIMs, for a price that is affordable for dozens of customers on the market. From a design perspective, the P20 Pro comes in 3 colors on Amazon, from which you can choose your best one. However, we've chosen the midnight blue, because it looks very neat, and will surely get your attention right away. This unit has an eye-catching body, which is composed of glass and aluminum, or to be more precise, the glass is present at the front and at the back, while the aluminum is set at the frame, so you will be indeed fascinated of the design. At the front top, there is the camera of 24 megapixels, with an f2.0 aperture, which at the same time, supports fixed focal length, while at the bottom, there is a set of stereo speakers, and one physical button, which I find it really useful, because these things maintain the smartphone's minimalistic appeal. At the back, there are 3 cameras, with 40 megapixels, 20 megapixels, and 8 megapixels accordingly, and they are also followed by a dual-tone flash and a light temperature sensor. But now, let's talk about the performance. The P20 Pro has an octa-core, high-silicon Kirin 970 processor, with 128 GB of ROM and 6 GB of RAM memory. Moreover, the 6.1-inch OLED screen has a resolution of 2240 by 1080, with an aspect ratio of 18 by 7 by 9, which means that is really wide, and I think that you will love it. Moving on, all of the 3 rear cameras are unique in their own way. For example, the one, with 40 megapixels, is capable enough to capture vibrant and accurate photos. The 20MP has a monochrome sensor, so it can reveal many details, while the 8MP is good for zooming. Finally, the 4000 mAh battery can last between 2 and 2.5 days of consistent use, but take in mind that, if you push it to the maximum, this may vary. To conclude, the Huawei P20 Pro deserves your attention, because it can compete with iPhone X and S9 Plus on one side, while on the other, it costs less than both of them. And finally, at number 1, we have the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. The Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is maybe the best smartphone produced by Samsung, because if you'd like its predecessor, trust me, this one expands the borders of fast performance and beautiful design to a whole new level. From a design perspective, the S9 Plus is available in 3 colors in Amazon, so you can choose between the coral blue, the lilac purple, or the midnight black, which we are currently reviewing, due to the fact that it radiates with style. The smartphone's construction is made of an aluminum, while the 6.2-inch screen has a Gorilla Glass 5 coating, which means that even if you accidentally drop it on your floor, the chances of breaking or scratching are set to the minimum. At the front top, except the gorgeous screen, you will also see a low-profile, 8-megapixel camera, with an f1.7, with which you can take beautiful selfies, or have video chats. While if you flip the smartphone over, you will instantly notice an S9 Plus label on the bottom, dual camera system, along with a flash and a fingerprint sensor, which in my opinion, could be set in a more accessible position. Now, let's talk about the features. The S9 Plus has an octa-core processor, 6GB of RAM, 128GB of ROM, and if you don't find the memory enough for you, well, this smartphone supports micro SD cards of up to 400GB, which is super cool. Moreover, the 6.2-inch AMOLED screen has a Quad HD Plus resolution, or 2960 by 1440 in terms of pixels, with 529 pixels into every inch, so it is indeed gorgeous, and exceptionally sharp. I'd also want to inform you that both of the rear cameras have 12 megapixels, and they are capable enough to capture well-defined photos, with a cinematic look. Before we end, I'd like to mention that the 3500 mAh battery can last during your whole day, however, this isn't fixed, since everything depends on your actual usage. Overall, the S9 Plus would be a great choice, due to the fact that it is fast, looks beautiful, and the audio and camera quality are indeed overwhelming.